What's going on, guys? Andrew here with another episode of East Coast Tech, and today we'll be visiting the sunny city of Boston to find out how the Panasonic G85 holds up for on-the-fly shooting and video recording. My journey begins with a 3-hour drive from my home city of Albany, New York to historic Boston. The plan is to get there early, see some of the famous landmarks, and possibly make our way to IKEA. Packed with me are my camera essentials: a mini tripod, 2 extra batteries, a battery car charger, and my Rode Video Micro microphone. I would find out later that I wouldn't really need most of the things that I brought, but live and learn, I suppose. I decided to start with a few short videos of the open road. The sun was rising on this overcast day, and I was looking for the sun to peek out from behind the curtain of clouds overhead. Later on in our trip, we would find that the sun may not be coming to greet us after all, but that we may instead meet rain. Either way, it would not deter us from having a good time exploring a new city. Further along in my travels, I continue to put my camera through the paces with some more landscape shots and short videos of the open road. All in all, it was a 3-hour trip, but my camera's battery indicator was full despite me accidentally leaving it on to record without me noticing for like 10 minutes. I mean, this only happened twice, but the battery charge never dwindled. I'd also like to point out that the Panasonic G85's IA setting, which is the general purpose automatic photo setting, does a really decent job at adjusting exposure and color, even with the fluctuating lighting conditions. At that time of day, I was experiencing overcast, a rising sun, and then the sun attempting to peer its way through the clouds, and then overcast again. When we finally reached the city, traffic started to pick up, and it was clear that the sun would not be making an appearance, which in all honesty was probably a good thing. My goal, in addition to seeing the sights, was to stress test my camera, so off and on rain and less than favorable lighting conditions was probably a good way to do that. Handheld video was a breeze as well. Having in-body stabilization as well as lens stabilization really helped in making shots smoother and more natural. For general shots like these, I found having the widest field of view to be more agreeable for catching more of the action around me. Being handheld does have its drawbacks, especially if you're trying to walk. The image doesn't rattle too much, but having a gimbal would have definitely helped when I was trying to capture the Quincy Market here in Boston's North End. I would like to point out here that I'm still at about 2/3 battery life from when I started earlier in the morning. By the time we finished walking through the Quincy Market, the weather finally caved and we were met with torrential downpour. Catching shelter under an awning, we decided to end our self-tour of the city in hopes of getting to IKEA. Despite not seeing all the spots we had intended to see, we were still satisfied with our visit and look forward to our next trip. After IKEA, we finally reached the end of our journey. It was a tough one, mostly due to weather and weekend traffic, but I have to say my camera held up quite nicely. I had brought 3 batteries in total with me and only used 1. Couldn't tell you exactly how much juice I had left, but it was at 1 bar. Considering I literally used it from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, I was still pretty impressed. Another thing I was impressed with was how easy it was to carry around. I had the camera hanging quite literally from my neck all day with absolutely no discomfort. I only saw the camera's limitations in low light, which, although they were not bad, still left room for improvement. All in all, the Panasonic G85 served my purposes in Boston, and it's definitely a contender for a great vlogging and on-the-fly camera.